So DC has had a pretty great track record so far with its animated movies and shows. In fact, DC animation rivals DC live action sometimes. And now, DC has decided to adapt one of, if not the most iconic Batman comic of all time, The Killing Joke. This was also the first DC animated movie to receive an R rating, so all this put together led to a ton of hype being around this film. So, did it live up to that hype? Let's talk about it.
Perhaps I'll kill you. You know that, don't you?
So look, if you haven't read the Killing Joke comic, yeah, I'm gonna spoil it here. It's pretty short, so go off and read it before you watch this. Or, if you don't care about spoilers, stick around. Why not? So this movie has had a pretty mixed reception so far. Most people assumed this was going to be a slam dunk, but no, a lot of people didn't like this. And what did I think of it? I thought it was okay. Firstly, what did I like here? The voice cast is great, Kevin Conroy has the best Batman voice of all time, and Mark Hamill is still fantastic as the Joker. It's great to hear these two iconic voices back together, and pretty much everyone else in the cast also does a good job. Seeing The Killing Joke on screen is also great, like seeing specific panels recreated and hearing these voice actors reading out lines from the comic. And really, once the movie actually gets to the Killing Joke part, it's actually pretty great. It's entertaining and interesting to see this source material in animation. However, therein lies the problem, once the movie gets to the Killing Joke. Because of this 76-minute film, the first 28 minutes have nothing to do with the Killing Joke. That's over a third of the movie. And look, I get that you have to add stuff or take away stuff from any adaptation of either a book or a play or a video game or a comic book to a movie, but I feel like stuff could have been added that was relevant to the Killing Joke story here. And the thing is, I wouldn't really have a big problem with this if it was better. I would still be like, well, I came here for the Killing Joke, and this is something totally unrelated, but at least this is pretty great too. But no, that whole gangster storyline felt really generic, and was kinda uninteresting to me. Some people are gonna call it a prologue, but it's a third of the entire film. To me, this really felt like the team behind this finished the Killing Joke part, but they needed something to pad the runtime a bit, so they just threw together this kind of forgettable, generic story. I'm sorry, maybe that's not what happened, but that's just how it felt to me. I mean, at the end of this, it literally fades to black and then opens on the Killing Joke. You could actually take that entire first part out, and nothing would change in the main story. And I know that someone in the comments is gonna say, that part of the film isn't unrelated to the Killing Joke, it's fleshing out Barbara Gordon so you feel even worse when she gets shot. But really, that moment worked just as well, if not better in the comic, without this whole story. And I guess I have to address the whole Batgirl controversy here. Yes, there is kind of a sex scene, nothing's actually shown, but it's implied. And in the actual movie, it does feel kind of out of place. Like, I know creators can take liberties with their characters, but Batman and Batgirl always had this teacher-student, father-daughter dynamic to me, and so this just felt weird. Plus, this first act kinda made Batgirl seem less cool and independent. It could just be how I saw this character, but if anything, I feel like this opening detracted from her character, not added to it. And there are other problems in this as well. Like, sometimes the animation is great, but quite a few times the animation looked really bad, like surprisingly bad. Also, this might just be me, but while I feel like Mark Hamill delivered nearly all of his lines really well, as he always does, I feel like he delivered that final iconic joke really poorly. Okay, this is that famous final joke from the comic. Pause this video right now and read it. I'll wait. Just pause now. Alright, you done? Now watch how it's said in the film.
See, there were two guys locked in a lunatic asylum. And one night they decided they didn't like that anymore. They decided to escape. So they made it up to the roof, and there, just across this narrow gap, they see rooftops stretching across town, stretching to freedom. Now, the first guy, he jumps right across, no problem. But his friend, oh, no way. He's afraid of falling. So the first guy, he has an idea. He says, hey, I got this flashlight with me. I'll shine it across the gap between the buildings, and you can walk across the beam and join me. But the second guy says, what do you think I am, crazy? You just turn it off when I'm halfway across.
Like, maybe this was on purpose, but I feel like in this version, the Joker totally screws up the punchline. I don't know, might just be me. So in the end, Batman the Killing Joke isn't that good in my opinion. If you're here to get the full DC experience, watch the whole thing. Knock yourself out. But if you just want to see the Killing Joke, skip the first 28 minutes. Besides that, the film has other noticeable flaws, and really, I think this will go down as a bit of a rare misstep in DC animation history. I'm sure some people will love it. I just personally couldn't get behind quite a bit of this. I'll give Batman the Killing Joke a 5.5 out of 10. Also, unrelated, but just to address where my Suicide Squad review is. Long story short, I've been traveling recently, and now I thought, okay, now that I'm done with all this traveling, now I get to see and talk about Suicide Squad. But no, not yet. Where I am right now, this movie doesn't come out until August 11th, I believe. So sorry for the delay, but currently there's nothing I can do about it. So hopefully you'll see my review in about a week from now. So those were my thoughts on Batman the Killing Joke. What did you think of it? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments. comments. While you're at it, be sure to like this video, check out my Instagram at BHL_Hudson, and subscribe for more videos like the one you just watched. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.